Hey guys, it's your bear boy host Hito here, coming at you. Let me turn off my fuzz for a second because my fuzz is on. Hey, there we go. Cameras are working. The new bear technology still works, even though a meteorite crashed through the cave. Yes, Miss Mango, we're still keeping the lore. It's good. It's fine. But yes, we had a meteorite come through the around the cave. The retrograde room is still good though. I'm still able to communicate with everyone. Nothing has crashed. We are great. Perfect. Hi guys, it's your bear boy host Hito. Today we're back with the retrograde. You know what we're going to be talking about today. We're talking about Saturday morning cartoons, the ones that you grew up with. Sometimes you didn't have cable and sometimes you did have cable, but you know what you always had at the end of the day? Cartoons on a Saturday morning with your cereal. Okay, don't spill the milk, don't spill the cereal. Okay. Anyway, I have two amazing guests as always. We always have two amazing guests in our show. So we are going to introduce our first one, which is ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da, Stolen Waffles. Bam. Hello.
Hi.
How's
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining.
it? Tell us a little bit about yourself and your cartoon experience.
There's not really much to say other than, like, I help mod Hito's stream from time to time. And I remember growing up, I was, like, born around the 90s, so I have a good exposure to, like, 90s cartoons from Dexter's Laboratory, Courage the Cowardly Dog, a little bit of Hanna-Barbera cartoons as well. So it's really a mix.
We got a mix, and a mix is always good. Okay. There's mixed nuts. There's mixed fruit.
Mm.
It's all good.
Okay.
What? 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 What I say? What I do?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Next up, we have our second guest, which should be plugging themselves in now. Mikan Pachi. Wait, where did Mikan go? Mikan?
I accidentally closed the window. I had to reopen it. I'm sorry.
Oh no. Oh
I
no.
was calling all my friends on Facebook. Then I go to close my door. Like, oh no, I closed the window.
Yeah, you gotta open the window.
GG.
It's you know what's funny? The window is still there, and technically speaking, you just have to put it back on.
I have the thing open. It should pop up.
Oh
I mean,
no.
I'm sorry.
Technical difficulties, everybody.
I made a
Everyone's
pro
like, "We're
streamer mode. I'm sorry.
You made a pro streamer moment happen. How dare you? Okay, did you forget we're not professional here? How dare you?
I think it's
Are you broadcasting?
I am broadcasting, I believe.
So let me refresh. Maybe that'll do something. Maybe that'll do something refreshing.
I love how unhinged this podcast is already.
It's always going to be unhinged. It's nothing new. Okay, so you're gonna have to do it again, Beacon, because
Okay, let me do it again. Give me a sec. Give me one moment.
There we go. 'Cause, oh man. Hey, listen, it always happens. Okay, we get these technical difficulties all the time. It's nothing new. You can't be a professional without them, right?
Can you click this?
You can't be profesh without the fresh. Okay, so first we'll play the Jeopardy theme song.
Okay, did it pop up?
Yeah, it popped up all right. Now I gotta. You bet your sweet Bippy it did. Now let me.
Yeah, Bippy! Bippity boopity!
Everyone's wondering why you keep saying. Well, wait, what's going on?
What happened?
Something happened. Oh, there we go. Yes, we have a giant orange soda float in its cup. There we go.
Hello.
Hello. All right, so Mika, now you get to plug yourself because now you're here.
Okay, so hello, I am Mika Pachi. I am an orange soda slime VTuber. So I've been growing up since with like Saturday morning cartoons since the 90s first happened all the way probably until like I want to say the mid 2000s, like mid 2000 2010, like around that time. So I have a lot of knowledge, like the old Kids WB, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network. I even remember Disney's One Saturday Mornings. That's saying
following
something.
me and go back to your daughter's room.
I remember things you kids don't know.
All right.
I think we all
Oh
thought
no, not the
same.
daughter's room.
Oh, the daughter's room.
I'm going to your daughter's room.
Oh my god. But yes, whatchamacallit. So today we're talking on the podcast about Saturday morning cartoons. We got a lot to go over because there's a lot through each generation. We've got young, and then we've got I'm pointing directly at the cup full of orange slime. There you go. Just that one right there. There you go. But
Get off my lawn! Oh my goodness!
we're not
It's
getting...
mushy bean night! Bingo!
Oh god. Okay. So I'm gonna ask the very first question on my list right now, which is, what is the very first cartoon you remember watching as a kid? The very first Saturday
Teenage
morning.
Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh my god, that was my jam back then. I grew up with that.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I remember I had so many of the toys, and I regret selling them when I was a little older. When I was a kid, I was stupid. I sold them. I didn't think about why I should have kept them. But I love that series so much. Like, my favorite is Michelangelo. You gotta love Mikey.
That's fair. All right.
Mine is I think for me, my earliest memory is of Johnny Bravo and just watching him like hit on girls the entire time.
Oh my god!
Just ripping
It's
his
funny
shirt
you
off.
mentioned Johnny Bravo. I saw a tweet today. It's like where it was a clip of him from the show. She's like, the girl's like, "I already told you I already had a boyfriend." He's like, "Well, don't a girl like you needs two." I'm like, "Oh god."
I mean, damn. We love a guy that's like willing to be like, hey, I don't mind. Shoot. I'm still willing to go for it.
Listen, at the end of the day, he did still live with his mom.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Donnie also
He's
was
such a
on that
weird-
show as a regular.
All right. So Johnny Bravo and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So my first one to this day is still between is two because they were on at the same time, technically speaking. It was Power Rangers and Big Bad Beetleborgs.
Oh, I remember
We
both
have to
those.
count now. We have to count some of the live action here because, let's be fair, Power Rangers and Beetleborgs had the cartoony aesthetic for us back then. But if we're gonna go cartoons, we are gonna talk about Bobby's World.
Can I point out something that always stuck out about me about Big Bad Billboards?
Go ahead.
The ghost specter kind of dude, he always reminded me of Jay Leno.
You're talking about Flabber.
Yeah, Flabbergast.
Flabber. Oh God. No, because the thing is, he reminds people of Jay Leno because of the chin, but his hair reminds you of Elvis Presley because he would actually
God.
he would actually do the the Elvis Presley, not the grunting, but he's like the thank you very much. He'll have like the
Funny enough, the only villain I remember from the show was a one-time villain, the Dice Head guy.
Big Bad Beetleborgs was really
Yeah.
great. That was a big one for me. So now this is another question, and this is what goes on crazy. So for Saturday morning, what was your favorite channel to go to? Like, was it Fox Box, Kids WB,
Oh.
Cartoon Network, or Nickelodeon Morning, Nickelodeon
You know,
Junior,
you're making me choose
PBS?
you're making me choose it to my children.
What was your favorite block?
Oh, that's a good question. I'd have to say for total time out of the quality of shows, I'd have to say Kids WB. Because that had Animax, it had Freakazoid, it had Yu-Gi-Oh!, it had Jackie Chan Adventures, it had
Challenge Showdown.
Challenge Showdown. That's another one. It had Western Treaty Mysteries, it had Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah.
Then it had I think, did I say Yu-Gi-Oh?
You said Yu-Gi-Oh! Like you love Yu-Gi-Oh! So much you said it twice.
Yeah. Well, Ace is in the chat, so he's gonna be like, "You better say you."
Did you mention Scooby Doo for Kids WB?
On Scooby Doo was actually, I think Kids Pup Named Scooby Doo was, I believe that was Cartoon Network, because yeah, they own the rights that Kids
Boom.
WB.
Yeah, but
It's surprising because it's still popping up for
yeah,
WB Kids.
yeah, because it was on
Oh,
WB
that was.
Kids. It was
Oh,
on
I thought you
WB
meant a
Kids.
pup named Scooby Doo. I know
No.
Scooby Doo was on there, but that was later on the series. Pup named Scooby Doo was on
Yeah.
Saturday mornings on Cartoon Network.
Oh, and a certain one was brought up to my attention just now in the chat. Here you go.
Oh no,
Have
Chibi,
a-
not that one.
Have a look at this old beauty. Does anyone remember Looney Tunes Unleashed?
I try not to.
That dark space version one that they tried to make Looney Tunes but edgy. Like it was Looney
Oh my
Tunes.
gosh, no, I've never seen that.
Oh yeah,
What was the plot of it?
oh yeah, not.
It was basically Looney Tunes, but like all the villains in Looney Tunes that you used to, like Yosemite Sam, the Martian, Tasman,
Yeah.
like all of that. They were all villains, and the main six were Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Wile E. Coyote, the Roadrunner, Lexi Bunny, and the Tasmanian Devil. Those six together were like their own little DC universe of like heroes for their city of Acmeopolis in 2020.
I remember the other one I was going to mention. Static Shock.
I like Static Shock.
That was the greatest back in the day.
So, I didn't ask. Waffles, what was your favorite block to go on?
Oh man, yeah, like Mikan said, it's hard choosing between like all the channels that you used to watch as a kid. So the ones that really come to mind, like WB Kids, Cartoon Network, Boomerang. I remember that was like still on.
Wasn't Boomerang technically Cartoon Network?
I'm sorry, what?
Wasn't Boomerang technically Cartoon Network?
Technically, yes and no. Boomerang had its own
Not
channel.
really, no. Yeah, it had its own channel, from what I remember.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
There's another show that I still remember now because I started rewatching it a little bit on Kids WB. Who remembers Mucha Lucha?
Oh, I loved it.
Oh, I do.
He loves the Retrogade.
Oh no, the worst one was like, the flea cannot feel his spleen. Oh wait, here it is, right next to the flea. And I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, did your spleen come out of your body? What? Oh my god, it was terrible.
Oh, did you ever see the Mucha Lucha movie that they did?
Yes.
The one with, like, that was a great one. I love that movie.
So you wanna know what my favorite block is? Funny enough, I love Kids WB, but it's tied with another. And I have to say Fox Box was one of my favorites. Cause we got Kirby right back at you. We got
that Kirby.
and you better get back that money guarantee. Just play it off. No, but not just Kirby. We had Sonic X. We had the 2000. We had the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which was the.
That was actually I've actually been told. I've actually looked in there. That's actually, even though I got the 80s nostalgia, the 2003 was amazing, like story wise.
Ooh, Chibi, yes. Fighting Foodons was great, and then rewatching Fighting Foodons, I was like, I liked this? Like, question mark.
Metabots?
Because I literally just, I could not, I really could not, like, I rewatched Fighting Foodons just for a little bit, and I understood why I liked it as a kid, and then I'm looking at it, I'm like, so does the food spoil after age? I need to know these questions before I do anything. You brought up Metabots, but there's another one that also, to this day,
Eggman and Team Warrior.
That was Kids WB.
Oh, okay.
That was Kids WB. One of my favorite anime to this timeline was on 4Kids, and it's Shaman King. I loved the hell out of Shaman King so much. I did not like the English dub, but I watched it because my 10-year-old brain was like, I'm not gonna watch this in sub. I don't want to.
The English opening was kind of good.
No, that's the thing. Like, I will admit that the opening was good, but I hated Morty's voice. Okay.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
think if anything, one that can attest to that is when I showed Waffles the first episode of Shaman King from the original English dub, and he heard the voice and he's like, I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like that.
What was it? What was
Yeah,
that one?
no.
3D one? Was it like Roblox? Robots Forever or something?
Cubics.
Yeah, Cubix, that's it.
Cubics, like the freaking cube robot. Oh god. But yeah, like Shaman King was one of my favorite anime, and Foxbox was the one that got me into it. And I think we have a good friend of ours named Ribbon who loved Tokyo Mew Mew, and that was also on the Foxbox as well, except they changed everyone's name, so Ichigo is now Zoe. Zoe.
I think they changed it to Highwood Mew Mew, and that like had a lot of backlash.
And then it also had the Wings Club as well, if I remember correctly. They had the Wings Club. Yeah, they definitely had the Wings Club.
Wings Club had a big fan base.
Can we also talk about
that? And Witch had a fan base too.
Can we talk about the fact that I will still hate what they did to One Piece. I will still hate what 4Kids and the Foxbox did to One Piece.
They almost killed it in the West. They almost killed One Piece in the West. If Fundraising did not take over, they would have killed it.
Like Sanji was not.
I mean, it's still going.
I mean, listen, Sanji was not allowed to smoke. Sanji wasn't allowed to smoke. He had the lollipop instead. They had to replace his cigarette with a lollipop instead. Make it look classy.
I mean, can you blame it? It was a kid show.
There's a video I gotta send you after the podcast, Hito. Yeah. It's basically a comparison of all the uncensored Japanese runs and then the 4K stuff. That's just horrible.
Yeah, but no,
we're saying, look out, Luffy, poison suction cups.
But I will say this: at the end of the day, One Piece was not meant to be on the 4Kids dub at all. It was never meant for that, especially
especially now, because I'm caught up with the manga. It is especially not now meant for kids. No,
like it was never meant. It was never meant for that. Like I know the longest run time that they made it to was making it up to Skypiea, and that was like after Alabasta,
like halfway.
That's literally when they got Robin in the party.
Yeah,
but yeah. See, look at this. See, we just 2 questions in, and we're already starting this discussion because you know what, the good stuff is there. We're gonna talk about the next question now. We're gonna talk about educational television. Educational television. Oh no!
Muppet Babies for the win.
What was your favorite PBS show as a kid?
Oh wait, no, Muppet PBS show. That's a good.
PBS.
I don't know. I never watched PBS. I'm trying to think what the.
We're thinking Sesame Street, Teletubbies, Arthur,
I know,
Caillou. Nobody likes Caillou. He's a brat. Anyway.
Oh, here's the thing. They're bringing back Caillou, and people are not having.
I don't want to listen. I can live in denial all I want. Please don't bring that up here. I can live in denial.
I have to say, actually, if anything, wait, hold on a sec. Was
Avatar was part of PBS.
What was part of PBS?
No, that was Nickelodeon. I was going to say,
wasn't What? Say that
wasn't
again.
Bill Nye on PBS?
Wait. Say that again. No, I'm curious.
Yeah, continue. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, I'm just looking on the internet and I'm seeing that Avatar: The Last Airbender was a part of it.
Oh no, not Zumba Waluda. Oh god, yeah, exactly. Bill Nye. I love Bill Nye.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. There's also Clifford.
That was great.
They're bringing up Clifford and Dragon Tales. These were good shows.
Of course. Also, wait, we can't forget the greatest, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful.
And of course, you got Mr.
Did you watch Mr. Rogers?
Yeah, as a kid.
I watched some of it.
As a kid.
I want to go back and get the DVD. I want to see if I can find the DVD series.
Yes,
I want to get it because that's such a good show.
But yes, what was one of your favorite shows from PBS? I'm shocked. And don't say Avatar: The Last Airbender, because I'm like, wait, I'm still confused by that, Waffles. Like, what?
Oh wait, there's also Thomas Tank Engine. That was also on PBS.
Wait, 1 second.
I'm sorry.
All right, say that again.
I mean, you're asking me to remember my childhood from PBS, like a channel that I rarely remember. So I'm like Googling, like, okay, what are some PBS shows that came in the 2000s?
Kalu?
And apparently Avatar came out.
So guys, get this. Avatar: The Last Airbender was also on PBS. We don't know how, but I feel like I feel like somebody's pranking us. I feel like someone is pranking us.
Oh, I don't know what to tell you, but it's there.
Maybe it was just like an airing when maybe it was like a re-airing after Nickelodeon got rid of it or something, or maybe it was like before Nickelodeon picked it up. Maybe.
No, it was always Nickelodeon. It was Nicktoon, Nickelodeon. Everyone promoted that on Nickelodeon. That's its home.
Maybe it was
That's its
before
baby.
they picked it up.
No,
True.
never. PBS didn't want to take the Last Airbender because remember they wanted to keep it somewhat like, oh, we had a problem. Yay, we did it. We solved it. Woohoo. Because we also forget that Avatar: The Last Airbender was on Nickelodeon, which also had Nick Jr. So that's also a funny thing there too, where I'm like, wow.
Oh God, Nick Jr. That's I know what I'm going to say for that one,
but yes, favorite PBS cartoon. Who wants to go first?
I don't know about cartoons, but I know like Bill Nye the Science Guy was my jam on PBS. That was my jam.
I would have to agree with him on that. Like, I do remember moments of watching Bill Nye and just like episode of like crazy experiments that he would do.
And if I missed the episode, there'd always be the teachers coming into school. When you walk into class, you see that TV on the wheelie cart, you got excited.
The wheelie cart television.
It's like when you see it in the middle classroom, you know it's going to be a good day.
So, I have a tie. Again, I always have a tie, but it's just that many shows I had because during third grade and ninth grade, I didn't have cable, and my mom used to work in the hospital. So, in the pediatric section where, children are sick and they're being taken in for the hospital. So usually I'd stay there, and they usually either had they had WB Kids WB, which would show around the 3 to 5 block, which would have Mega Man, an episode of Pokemon, an episode of Yu-Gi-Oh, and an episode of Shaolin Showdown or the Batman, and that was weekday. But
you didn't get the block with Jackie Chan?
When they really wanted it, they would do they would put on PBS, and the two that I'm in tie with is because of the fact that when I was a baby, I had so many dolls of Barney the dinosaur. So when I was like 1 to 3, I still loved Barney as a kid.
Even as a kid, I hated Barney.
Like, mind you, I was a baby and we enjoyed it, but I remember literally when I was 5 years old, they came out with the Barney movie, the one with the egg that had like the rainbowish colors, and I remember that movie to a T because it was like it was a weird and strange movie, but it was also a really good movie at the same time. It was like, oh, Barney on an actual adventure. Okay, this is turning up. It's kind of like how the story of Jenny LeClue got serious. So Barney was one, and then my second would have to be Arthur.
It's I got a fun fact here. I don't know if you noticed, but the guy that actually was in the Barney suit is actually a really good-looking black guy. Apparently, he gets all the women from interviews. He said,
Oof.
He's like a very good-looking guy.
Oof. Why would you cover that face with a dinosaur outfit?
But apparently he tells women he's Barney, which is true, and he like all the women just fawn over him.
I mean, if you're soft fuzzy and you know what, great with kid. Listen, these are important facts to have as a future parent, okay? As a future parental, okay? They gotta look somewhat charming, like really cute in the eyes. They have to have those strong arms, and they have to be good with children. There you go. That's the perennial 3. There you go. All set in stone. Easy to look at, able to hold their weight, can handle children, patient, the best of 3. But yes, my second was Arthur, and to this day it's memed the hell out of like crazy.
Hey.
I told you not to touch it. Punches baby sister on the floor.
This doesn't affect me because I can't read.
I can't read. That's the best one, honestly. Whenever you see a tweet and then it's like, people who don't understand that games are just for fun and taking it over competitively on a no. It's like, well, this doesn't affect me because I can't read.
Okay, wait. I got a better one for that. I got a better one for you. When you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh, this doesn't matter to me because I can't read.
The card text in general. Oh man.
Yu-Gi-Oh players do not read their cards.
But yeah, definitely, like, those were some of my favorite PBS shows. And there's just one that I still remember to this day because it used to play at 5 o'clock right around the time my mom would leave from the hospital. And they would put it on the television, Cyber Chase. Cyber Chase, we're moving.
Was that the one with
at his game.
what's his name? The guy that played Iago. He was one of the characters in the show. Gilbert Godfrey. He was in that.
Gilbert Godfrey, rest in peace. He played the voice of Digit the bird, the little tech bird. So it was like, dang. So Cyber Chase, just for like anyone who does not know what Cyber Chase is basically a whole cartoon set to teach you math. And they did it in the most interesting way possible, where the characters go through big adventures and it requires mathematical skill.
Oh, wait.
Now there was a part of me that looked at this and also realized they're teaching kids algebra.
I just realized there was actually a cartoon I actually liked on PBS. The Carmen Sandiego cartoon. That was one I watched a lot as a kid. Or at least a lot when I was...
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Oh, well, here's the thing. For the cartoon, they had a different thing. It was like, where's Carmen Sandiego? Carmen Sandiego. Where on earth can she be? Where on earth can she be?
Okay, let's look at some of our stuff here. Chibi also asked the question, oh, wasn't Card Captors on Kids WB? Yes, it was.
And basically
Produced
they got
by Nelvana.
They got a lot of flack for it because they turned a girl's romance anime into a boys' action show, and they got a lot of flack for that. Like, I remember reading that in a magazine.
Which, if you want to watch another anime, Waffles, Cardcaptor Sakura is actually really good.
Yes, I have. It's a very
okay.
It's another magical girl anime, and it does get really good throughout the whole story.
I will say this, from what I've told my best friend who actually was in that show, apparently the relationship grid is like, it gets confusing when you try to figure out who's with who.
Listen, don't worry about the relationship. I don't listen. I had to remember in my head this is a Clamp anime. So usually Clamp has a habit of actually setting up people with people that you're just like, when did that happen? When was this character development?
That scene from Community. It's like that scene with Community where he's connecting the lines. That's what this actually is with the romance anime.
So that's legitimately what it was. Also, this Mango says both Carmen Sandiego's Crap Brothers, Wishbone. I love Wishbone.
Oh, Crap Brothers was a good one. That was past my time. That was past my time as a kid. But I do remember seeing some of that with my nephew, and that was actually a pretty interesting show.
But Wishbone.
Oh, was it? I wasn't really in the Wishbone as a kid for some reason.
It was a dog that went on adventures, and it was live action. It wasn't like it wasn't like Clifford.
There was actually one cartoon. I don't know if not a cartoon. It was a live action. I don't know if it was PBS or ABC, but it was supposed to be like it was like where they did novels, but they had kid actors. Like for example, when they did Gulliver's Travel, I remember with the part where there's a different floating cities. Like, what's this word about square meals a day? What about pizza? That's all I remember from it. And then apparently instead of the horses, they had poodles.
All right, so I have another question, and this is where this is gonna get where it's weird. This is another PBS question, by the way. What PBS show actually makes you think, why is this a thing, or you're kind of scared of it?
I actually don't know.
I'm actually going to give you one that scares the crap out of me to this day. It's little baby things that are round and they fart. And they have these weird eyes that
Wait,
click.
are you talking about those like bouncing things? Oh no. Please no. Don't subject the chat to that. I know what you're talking about. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Listen.
Run, everyone.
Listen. Okay. It was a scary day for me to realize that these things existed, and
that was nightmare fuel.
Oh my god, I found it. Oh jeez, I found it.
Chat.
And then I'm like,
I warn you.
Like, you ever saw something so creepy Like, these things should not exist.
These things are sleep paralysis demons.
Like, look, it's all rainbows and sunshines. There's like kids going around, they're hushing. This thing, these things. And they just fart. They fart rainbows and squeeze.
I'm scared.
Like,
I want to go home.
and they just
They
crash.
look like multicolored grimaces.
Like, they look like what?
Multicolored grimaces.
Multicolored? You're not wrong. Look at that. This is the real game.
Mom, I'm scared. I want to go home. Come pick me up.
Are you not entertained?
Oh, that's still going.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained by the rainbow farts given, or the clicking of the eyes, or the crashing into each other?
The fact that their heads go into their necks.
Oh, wrong. I mean, listen, we don't want to talk about that. Like, that is a scary. Would you want to wake up next to that thing? It's just
They made. Oh yeah, that's right. They made toys of those things. That's even scarier.
we don't talk about the toys. We never talk about the toys.
What
yeah.
Miss Regal said.
Oh no, I already put it out there. But what is one PBS show that either creeps you out a little bit, or you're like, why did they make this?
It's gotta be that one.
It's You don't think Teletubbies, maybe? I don't know. Just saying.
No, Teletubbies is its own brand of psychological horror.
Tubby custard, Tubby custard, Tubby custard.
You know, I got a question for you.
Oh God, what's the question?
You know how the Teletubbies had televisions in their stomachs?
Yes.
What happens if a Rotom touches a Teletubby?
Shut up. I don't want to think about. I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about Rotom touching the television on They'll possess them? I don't know. They'll possess them? Rotom touches a Teletubby's belly.
Rotom Tubby.
No.
Tubby form Rotom.
Waffles, what about you?
I mean, I don't know what to say here. Yeah.
Did the farting beach balls throw you off?
You could say that, yeah.
So we can agree Booba is a show that should never have came into existence.
Wait, they were called Booba?
They were called Booba.
And they got away with that?
Yes,
Oh,
they did.
God. I'm never going to look at some VTubers the same way again.
Oh, wait, why? They were called Booba, and this was before we started using that word for booby. I know. This, it's fine. There was another show.
No, because like you're not thinking about it the way that I'm thinking about it. Like I'm literally picturing men in a boardroom, like workshopping what this show's gonna be about. Like I'm thinking about like, okay, so we have this idea of multicolored grimaces, and we're gonna call them boobas, and it's gonna be a kids show. I'm like, okay,
Waffles,
that's the approach that you wanted to go with.
Waffles, you asked about the TV executives. I give you one answer to that. Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Oh my God. All right, so I got another question. What are some cartoons that okay, words. So during the Disney era, when they had their mornings in ABC Family, what were some
ABC One Saturday morning?
Yes, what was some shows on ABC Family you would watch?
Reboot.
Oh yeah, Reboot was a big one.
Then also there were
Reboot? Isn't that
Reboot? Reboot was on Disney's One Saturday Morning. I remember when they first launched One Saturday Morning. They had a promo thing with all the shows coming up, and Reboot was one of the episodes. It was the one where they were in the game, and it was like I think everyone was going crazy or something.
So Reboot was also on Toonami. Correct,
but it came out on Disney for ABC first because it was in Toonami in the late '90s, but early 90s, it was ABC One Friday Morning, along with brand spanking new Doug. I think Pepper Ann was another one, and Recess. And you gotta love Recess.
Recess was there. They also had the Buzz Lightyear cartoon on that as well.
Which, by the way, you cannot find it on digital or DVD anywhere. There's no way to watch the Buzz Lightyear cartoon anymore.
Not if you have the VHS like I still do, somewhere in my closet.
Oh, Hito, that's gotta be worth a lot of money.
I did love Recess though. I actually resaw Recess because I have Disney Plus now, so I was like,
You know,
let me
I
rewatch
loved
this.
I love the Recess movie. That was a great one.
They did a good job on the movies. So you missed one that was very important for a really good time.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse?
No.
Because I'm the House Mouse.
Because this was also on Fox too, but the Digimon series specifically.
Yeah.
Frontier.
Oh, not Frontier. No.
Frontier was great. I don't want to hear it. Listen,
It's got good music, but Frontier.
No. We don't do that, especially since Cyber Sleuth fixed it. Cyber Sleuth fixed Frontier.
Listen, Adventure and Zero Two is the best in my case.
Tamers beat that one. Tamers beat that one with Guilmon, Terriermon, and Renamon.
I think you're saying that because Leomon was in there.
Leomon was also in Adventure.
True.
So like, there's no. That's not me even being biased. That's literally that. If I really wanted to be biased, I would have said Savers because we got Bancho Leomon. But let's
Can I just ask a question? Has there been any Digimon series where Leomon does not die? Like, he is the Kenny of Digimon.
Leave him alone. Okay.
Sorry.
Because I still remember
He's still a great character.
Listen, I still remember the worst thing that happened. I played Cyber Sleuth, and technically all the Digimon die at the end, and I had Bancho Leomon. I'm like, oh,
thanks. I haven't beaten that one yet.
And technically speaking, the Digimon kind of start over in their whole thing, and my friend made the joke, oh, look at that. You killed Leomon at the end. Just like they do in all the animes. And I'm like...
Hito.
What?
Thanks for spoiling the game for me.
I didn't actually spoil it.
It's okay. It's okay.
No, I'm actually serious. That's not the spoiler.
Oh, it's not? Oh, never mind.
That's really not the spoiler. I assure you of that.
Gotcha.
But all in all together, like, trust me, I was careful with what I said on that one, because that's like one small tiny detail to everything that happens in the game.
Well, we can both agree Savers was not that great.
Which one?
That was the one where they were like the Digimon police.
Savers
with
was
the guy that punched Digimon.
No, Savers was fine too. The one that really started to throw off was Fusion.
Oh yeah, Fusion was definitely terrible.
The only thing good about Fusion was the fact that they actually made a callback to every single protagonist.
I still find it interesting that Savers just punches Digimon. Digimon up.
So, Waffles, did you look up ABC Family to see if you remember any of these shows?
I don't think I watched any ABC Family as a kid. I think it was like mostly Cartoon Network and the other shows, the other channels that I mentioned.
Yeah.
I went to get the Kids WB because I got some for that one.
So here's the thing. ABC Family was kind of rare to find every now and then on the channels. Like, you would either have to be up at 6 in the morning, or it's Saturday morning, and they would skip ABC Family.
Saturday morning.
Because the problem was that with ABC Family, they would sometimes skip over everything for, like, a sports show. Ew.
Oh, yeah, I hate it when that happened. I'd be like, oh, yeah, it's going to be Disney one Saturday morning. It's like, why is it playing football?
Like literally, they would literally say, "Man, fuck the kids. We're gonna just put some football on." You know,
exactly.
all that kids like football.
That's why Kids WE dominated the Saturday morning era block against ABC, because ABC would pull that crap.
Like, even Foxbox had like breaking news that would kind of break into, because I remember there was a space shuttle incident that happened a long time ago.
Oh, I remember that.
They cut off Sonic X as I was watching it, and it was getting to the good part. And mind you, as an adult, I know this is a serious situation, but as a kid, I'm like, I don't give a fuck about the space shuttle accident. Put back Sonic X now. I need to hear Knuckles as Dan Green, please.
See, I think the worst thing that ever happened regarding a Saturday morning or incident where a Saturday morning something happened was Cartoon Network one year. I don't know if it's April Fool's Day or something, but basically they had 24 hours of the same episode of Screwy Squirrel just on repeat, and it was supposed to be a troll by. I don't know if they were covering up something or whatever, but it just said Screwy Squirrel is taking over the airways. It was just so annoying because I was trying to watch like Dexter's Lab and like. They're showing the same episode of the cartoon over and over for 24 hours.
All right. So, we're going to go into a little bit more of Kids WB.
Yes.
We're going to go into this. What was one show in Kids WB you can exclusively be like, I like this, and I like this so much. I like this.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
He said Yu-Gi-Oh so loud his microphone cut out. Look at that.
Sorry. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! You got, come on. Literally, Ace, I know you're in chat. I know you're lurking there. You got back up, boy.
He ain't lurking. He's somewhere else. He's in the Shadow Realm. The purple realm.
Dang it. But it is late by him. He should be sleeping. He is in the UK.
So that is Yu-Gi-Oh for Mekon. Waffles, what about you for Kids WB?
What's new Scooby-Doo?
What's new Scooby-Doo?
Oh, no. Shit. Ozzy and Drix.
Oh, I forgot about
my
that one.
God. That was the one that they made into a movie, then they actually made the whole TV show afterwards. That's the one
they made the movie. No, the movie was first, then they made a kids cartoon based off it because the movie was not for kids.
That's actually what I said. They made the movie first, and then they made the series. They literally they made the movie first, and the movie was because it had to do with them being inside the human body. So technically, it gets a little it's that word I'm looking for, graphic.
Yeah.
He is stored in the. Let me stop.
By the way, there's one show on Kids WD. I don't even remember. I've never watched, but I remember a commercial for it. It was actually the Waynesburgs man. Have you ever heard of it? Waynehead.
Wayne. We
I never saw it, but I heard of it. I just never was into it.
Never saw it either.
Yeah, no.
Apparently, it was a commercial flop.
So one of my favorite Kids WB shows. It's always going to be Shaolin Showdown. Listen. Listen, you cannot say that the show did not have its drama, its craziness, and
And it had a diverse cast.
It had a it really did have a diverse cast. You had class.
Yeah, the Japanese girl, you had the American kid, you had the Brazilian kid,
and then you have another Asian kid that works. So
I think it would be like Chinese, I believe.
Chinese, but. All in all together, I enjoyed the hell out of Shaolin Showdown. I literally used to record the episodes, and honestly, Raimundo going to the dark side for that first season was great because it actually showed character development, which we needed in our cartoons. This was actually one of those shows that you actually had to watch in order so you can understand how the story is going and the little things. Sure, a lot of the things were not like important, but when they were, for example, keeping track of who had what Shengang Wu, who like what's going on in the story, like these were important, and I was literally doing a whole entire like as a kid, I had a bulletin board of like red yarn.
Oh my god!
Like no, I'm not even kidding. As a kid, I loved the hell out of Shaolin Showdown. I was like, okay, I saw this episode, so this means that Jack Spicer has the helmet of Zhang, but that also means that Omi's team has the serpent's tail, and Chase Young said fuck Shengang Wu, but he still has the spear of Yoon, and then Wuya has the reversing mirror, and I'm just like, I'm going crazy trying to figure out who has what. And then,
by the way, even though he was a coward, you gotta admit Jack Spicer was a cool villain.
Jack Spicer made the show as a villain. I'm sorry.
He was the show.
I'm sorry. Like, legitimately, say what you want. Jack Spicer's a weakling, a coward. No, he was a character.
He still made the show.
He was a freaking character. Like, I respect the shit out of Chase Young for actually bringing in the oh shit factor in the show.
See, I don't know why, but like when I was a kid, I always like when I was season 2, I was like,
but Jack Spicer legitimately was the one who actually built it up, because from season 1, we had Jack Spicer who was serious about taking over the world. Then he became more of a joke in later seasons. But you understand why he is the joke out of everyone. And the one episode to this day I still remember is the episode where everyone was double-crossing the shit out of people, where Jack Spicer joins the Shaolin monks, and then Cat Nappe also ends up joining later just to betray them as well. They both betrayed the monks. However, there was the Shaolin Showdown itself, which was Truth or Lie, which was a whole bunch of balloons flying in the sky. If you lied, the balloon popped and you would fall. So the one thing that I remember was literally Omi asking like the very cutthroat questions, like, do you seek world domination because you feel small and pitiful? Ha, no, that's a lie. No, that's a truth. And the balloon popped. And you even found out he actually tried to become a Shaolin warrior when he was actually with them, because he felt that he would fail at good just as he would fail as evil. So I'm like, that's actually good character development.
That's the thing. I like after season 2, I like really wanted Jack Spicer to be a good guy in the show. That's what I wanted.
There was good Jack for a little bit.
I mean, like still being his like troll, still being his like troll self, but still being his personality, but as a good guy, man.
So if you remember the Yin Yang world, he did.
Oh, what about Yin Yang Yo?
No, not Yin Yang Yo. The Yin Yang world in Shaolin Showdown. Technically, Jack Spicer left his bad chi in the Yin Yang world, and he was good for a while, and then he went back and did it's a whole thing. Like I said, you have to watch Shaolin Showdown to actually get what the frick is going on, which is fine, especially if you're like very excited about the next episode that goes into play. Like, that's one of my favorite shows. I could go into detail on Shaolin Showdown. Like I said, bulletin board, red string everywhere.
I want to say this though, when you mentioned earlier about education on PBS, there's actually one show on Kids WB that I have to say gave some really good life lessons, and that had to be Static Shock.
No, it actually did.
There's a
plethora of literally all the life lessons from Static Shock.
Like there's episodes that covered racism. That was a good way of like showing how it's a bad thing. Like that was a very good educational episode.
Yeah, Richie's dad.
Yeah. And then there's, I think, the one where the kid was being bullied and he had the weapon that ended up shooting Richie.
That was literally okay. So that was a big one because they went into school shootings before school shootings became even more like dangerous now. So that's actually a really good thing that we got to see that like really early. But it would also be just as important if we kept that same seriousness to this day. But moving on from that, another thing that I wanted to go over is what was your favorite character? What is one character you look forward to seeing in the morning when you would watch Saturday morning cartoons? Like, what was the one character you looked forward to? No questions asked.
Even though I like Yu-Gi-Oh, I have to say Jackie Chan from Jack Chan Adventures.
Oh my god, it's Jackie Chan.
It's kind of funny. He was only in the answering question. He never actually voiced himself in the show. Oh no, wait, I take it back. Not Jackie Chan, Uncle. One more thing.
Oh yeah.
Emo boy vibes out. Emo boy vibes out. Yeah. Uncle was awesome.
Waffles, what about you? What was one character from any cartoon in the morning that you were looking forward to watching?
Cheese from Foster's.
Oh no.
I'm not arguing with anyone on this. This is worse. Yep.
It's chocolate milk.
I love that.
That's cereal.
Here's the funny thing. He liked chocolate milk, but was it he was allergic to chocolate milk, or was that cheese he was allergic to?
No, he was actually allergic to chocolate milk.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's like, you can't give him chocolate milk. He's lactose intolerant.
You know?
He wasn't allergic. He was lactose intolerant because then he did the poots.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Kind of say there was one episode of Foster's where Frankie just got screwed over by Blue somehow, and Mr. Harriman just like took out and made her do something, like punish her for it, and like that's that episode. And they're like, why did Frankie gets treated like that? Blue was the one at fault, and she got screwed over. And I did not like that. I did not like when someone innocent got screwed over like that.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie, I'm still laughing at Cheese because all I remember that one scene where he was putting the cart together. It's like he's screwing it up. Nah, I'm only screwing the wheel. I'm just
what about remember the Foster's movie? I think that was on in the morning. Was that in the afternoon?
Wait,
Yeah.
which one? Wait, which movie? Because they had two. They had the.
It's the one where they were trying to find
Wilt's owner.
Wilt's owner, and it turned out to be a basketball player, which is obvious.
I got to see that recently because I never got to see Good Wilt Hunting. That's what the movie was called.
It was a good movie.
And I actually got to see the movie, and I'm like, damn. Why didn't I see this? Why didn't I see this as a child? I hated
Duchess.
Everyone hated Duchess. She moved. Like, listen, anytime she moved, all you hear is clink, clank, clink, clink. Like, all you hear is like metals grinding together. I'm like, yeah, that's attractive. Thank you.
Oh, there's also the worst pun ever in the first movie. It was like, let's blue this. And like, oh, I'm sorry, that is not okay.
Wait, can we just talk about that the episode that Cheese was introduced was just all for cheese puns, and that's it?
Oh, God.
Like, Cheese was just introduced for cheese puns. I found that out in the most best way. The creator was like, you know what? Let's make a character that throughout the whole thing, Cheese is literally just going to be a giant walking pun. Mac and cheese, blue cheese, cheese Louise.
Oh,
yay.
He's like, I didn't have a good taste for cheese because cheese smell. And then all you see is like except for rats. Rats like cheese. Hi, doggies.
I had a question for both of you. Did either of you two play that old Flash game on Cartoon Network's website where it's like you got to explore the Foster's house, play mini games, do daily chores and stuff?
Oh,
that
yeah.
was a fun game.
Yeah, they had a lot of those fun games for Cartoon Network.
They still have them up, surprisingly.
You have to use like a special Flash extension to play them.
Yeah. It was just so fun. You got to explore, like every day you got to do different activities. You just explore the Foster's mansion. And then I think they eventually did it a little, almost like a DLC for the thing. We could go to the movie theater.
I think the big one for me, this huge one for me. My favorite of those Flash games was the Teen Titan fighting game. I'm sorry. When you got to switch to the bad guys, I got to play as my girl Jinx, and that's it. I went crazy. I got to play as Jinx. I was like,
I recall, did she become good at the end of the series?
Yes, this is why I like Jinx so much, because I'm like, good. You realize that, yes, your power is bad luck, but you don't have to be a bad guy to actually be successful.
You're a bad guy, but that doesn't mean you are a bad guy.
Also, to answer this question, which let me put it up on our featured chat, because we have our beautiful thing that we have here. Featured chat is great. You get to see the comments in a big, bold thing. Can we agree that the Shaolin Showdown reboot wasn't as good? Absolutely.
There was a
reboot?
Okay, I'm going to explain this to you guys, and I'm going to make this very clear. They changed the name of the Shengang Wu. Jack Spicer is absolutely destroyed as a character. So is Chase Young. Wuya somehow turned back into a ghost. And they have now a mini Omi that goes by the name of Ping Pong, as his element is wood. And also, when I say they changed the name of the Shengang Wu, Orb of Tornami is Orb of Torpedo. Monkey Staff is...
I go scream to my pillow.
Monkey Staff is now Monkey Spear. I can continue as messed up as this is.
Don't.
Oh wait, everyone's now a Wudai warrior, by the way. I mean, Shoku warrior. That rank that Raimundo got at the end of the series, that only one of them was supposed to have. Now all of a sudden, all four of them have it, and I'm like, what? I thought that was a special rank for only one person in the group, so they can lead. Excuse me? So yeah. The whole reboot just everything over. Just screwed everything over.
So
just
bad.
I cried. Listen, I tried to watch it. I saw the whole season that existed. I cried in my pillow because I'm like, this is not what I grew up with. I want to puke. And this was done by Disney Channel, by the way. So yeah, I was not having a good time that day.
But that is sure is another thing we forgot to mention about Kids WB. Animaniacs and Tiny Toons.
Okay, so the only reason why I didn't bring those up is because they also put them on Cartoon Network. So it's like, here's the thing. WB and Cartoon Network were really hand in hand when it came to their cartoons. That's why whenever Waffles mentions Scooby Doo, I'm like Cartoon Network or WB, but at the same time, it's the same thing. Except
It just
WB
depends
had
on
its own
which one
thing.
they were on first. Because technically, Animax was like one of the launch series for Kids WB.
Yeah, of course. I'm not gonna deny that. Now here is the question that will end some of our things before we go on to our tier list. What is one of your favorite Saturday morning cartoons that should get a really good reboot?
Freakazoid. See, he had that has some of the best jokes. Like the one where it's just showing like the ship going through space past the planets, and then he just pops and goes, "That's your anus."
You know what's funny? Part of me feels like Freakazoid is great, but at the same time, I also think it would be slightly problematic because of the time we're in now. Like Freakazoid.
Yeah, a lot of these shows are dated now.
Oh no! And then, to make matters worse, the Animaniacs reboot came out. And that one has really addressed a lot of situations that are happening in 2020.
Didn't everyone flip the table over Lola Bunny?
There's a situation with that reboot I want to talk about.
Waffles, say that again.
Didn't everyone lose their shit over Lola Bunny?
No, that's the Looney Tunes reboot. I'm talking about the Animaniacs
reboot.
That's a spaceship.
Good lord. I'm like,
yeah, there was a topic the Animaniacs reboot covered that was not happy with me.
I mean, there's a lot of things that there's a lot of things that they covered back then that were also just as problematic. Let's be real.
Well, I mean, it involved a recent court case, which the other court case was good, but like the whole thing was, it was basically Warner Brothers taking a stance that they shouldn't have.
It's fine. The next thing, again, it's Animaniacs. They've made fun of everything. It's kind of like
true.
It's kind of like getting mad at South Park for making fun of all the political bullshit they do by over-exaggerating how bad it is, which it is that bad when you think about it.
I was going to say, South Park's meant to offend. Animaniacs supposed to be meant for laughs and make for kids, but
actually, South Park is pure satire. I can't find it offensive, especially now. The only reason why I can't find it offensive anymore is because of the fact that this is the world that we live in, and this is actually true.
Yeah. It's like South Park is starting to become like Simpsons, where they're starting to predict the future.
Like when cartoons use satire, it's kind of like that satire wouldn't exist if we had our shit together. I'm just saying.
I just wish they would stop putting like satire for adult things in the shows meant for kids.
But we had satire.
I have to admit that what some of the stuff in Animaniacs back in the day, even though they were funny now, I have to admit like they wouldn't fit nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's face it. Like, those cartoons back then had a lot of adult humor as well.
Like, the whole line, let's dust her fingerprints, and then she's holding the
holding
she's like,
fingerprints. Yeah. Not today. Not today. So what other show do you think? So you had Freakazoid.
Yep.
Waffles, what show would you want to see get rebooted?
That's a hard question. Because a lot of shows that do get rebooted, I'm thinking of Powerpuff Girls, and I'm like, oh, we got a chance to see what that reboot looked like.
I mean, let's face it.
They did.
Bubbles twerking.
But it was not good.
Bubbles twerking. Yeah. Just Bubbles twerking.
You don't want to know about the live one they're making.
No, but my real answer would be I would like to see Ozzy and Tricks again. Just like a chance to learn more about the human body, because that show really highlighted that for me.
Oh, I can definitely see that.
Oh! Also, I just remember like an hour ago when we were talking about PBS, I just remember one we completely all forgot about. Magic School Bus!
We can leave that one for later.
Okay.
But yes, my reboot. They already rebooted the show, but I don't want to go into that. So I will make this very clear right now. My reboot, funny enough, it's still gonna be. I want to see a Mucha Lucha reboot.
Oh, that would be so awesome.
I want to see a Mucha Lucha reboot, but I know we can't have that, and there's a big reason why. So most of the culture and everything like that, I'm afraid that it will I'm
Be watered
afraid
down?
that the cultural appropriation would kind of hit and offend people a little bit more, only because of the fact that we are going through again a very serious time right now, which again that was also just serious back then, but it wasn't as serious as it is now, and that is the problem. So as much as I would like a Mucha Lucha reboot at some point, that would I don't see it happen. I don't see it in the cards right now. It was a good show. I had a good time, and honestly, it was to this day that's going thing. But if I had a chance to reboot another show that was already rebooted, it would be Shaolin Showdown, and I want it from the original. I want it from the original source, not Orb of Torpedo. The flea.
The flea
Yes, the
mourns your
flea.
loss.
The flea.
The flea mourns your loss.
The flea cannot feel his arms. Oh wait, there they are, right next to the flea. The flaming
Okay,
turkey of glory. Yes!
The thing I remember, I don't know if this was Shaolin Showdown or if it was Mucha Lucha movie, but the Boots of Bravery. I remember that. I can't remember which one it was.
The boots of bravery
Yeah, I think it might have been Mucha Lucha the movie.
might have been. Yeah, definitely had. That sounds like
Yeah.
a signature
remember-
move.
Oh yeah, that's it. The Boots of Bravery, the Tights of Tightness, and then there was the mask because they had to collect all three of them to basically defeat
Wait a
the
minute.
demon guy.
Wait a minute. That was neither.
What was that?
The boots of bravery, the tights of Wait, no, it probably was Mucha Lucha.
Yeah, that was Mucha Lucha the movie because they had to go around the world. They had to get the Boots of Bravery, the Tights of Tightness, and then I forgot the mask was called. They had to wear him to defeat the guy that had captured all their parents.
Yeah, that. Okay, so yeah, so it was Mucha Lucha. The tights of tightness. What do they do? They give you the bulge that you've never had before. Listen, you've seen wrestling, okay? You know they have to have a bulge.
Oh yeah,
They
brother!
usually have to have that bulge. That's what the tights of tightness are for. You can't hate it at all. All right, so now
That's
that we've gone through
America's
that,
ass.
are we ready to see the fresh hell that this beautiful tier list is gonna be today?
I'm just glad 'cause I can finally get the vote on the tier list after all this time.
All right, so let us do
I have
this.
been waiting.
All right, so
Biding my
we've
time.
got a whole bunch of tier stuff right here, and we it's a lot of stuff here. You ready? You ready for this? We're gonna
I'm
start.
ready.
All right, so first we're gonna start with something very easy. Pick an S tier show that's on this list.
I'm
They would
trying to look.
choose.
It's a little blurry on my screen. That's the problem.
You don't want to go through it one by one?
We could go through it one by one.
Yeah, 'cause I can barely see him on my screen. 'Cause it's like blurry.
So let's start with the first one, Bob the Builder.
I never really watched that.
I wasn't into it.
Did not watch it. So we could put it on undecided.
Yep, Bob the Builder. Just let me see it. All right, next up is Animaniacs.
I would have to say A or S.
This is classic. We can't hate it. I can hear Wacko singing "All of the Countries All Over the World" in my head right now.
See, I like the videos is like they basically like there's been things like it says countries Wacko sings countries of the world, but only worlds that only countries that won the Olympics.
Oh, that's messed.
And it's basically only sings the song, but it's interesting.
So
Yeah, that's definitely an S.
So what are we putting it on? Do you want to put it on Reliving My Childhood, Stuck on Replay,
Reliving.
Horror Day, or Feeling It?
Reliving definitely. That's not the reboot.
It's not the reboot. Waffles, how you feeling?
I can barely remember Animaniacs, so I'm okay with either. Dude, this was like so long ago. I don't remember a lot of this.
I just love how in the season 1 intro they mentioned Bill Clinton playing the sax in the opening song.
Alright.
Wacko packs away the sax while Bill Clinton plays the sax for
Alright.
Animaniacs.
Are we ready for the next one? It's Arthur.
I never really watched it.
This is
I know it's good, but I never watched it.
this is
It's okay.
this is the epitome of memes. I'll put like average, but it's okay. You tried. I would put it in Feeling It.
I would put it higher because of the memes.
Feeling it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing. Ms. Mango says Arthur always made me feel weirdly uncomfortable. I mean, it seems a little staged when they do their thing. It's kind of like it's kind of like they know they're on a television show. So you see you see the director like, "Hey Arthur, your sister just threw your airplane out the window. You know what must be done." "I don't know. My mom will get mad." "It's for the views, Arthur." "I told you not to touch it."
By the way, Mango, do you know that the teacher in Arthur turned out to be LGBT?
Yeah, Mr. Ratburn actually has a same-sex. They did a same-sex marriage episode of Arthur, with his husband. So that was actually
Oh, sorry.
That was really
I
interesting.
was just saying, Batman Beyond put that shit in S. That goes all the way in S.
Batman Beyond was really great. That was with Terry. That was the that was the predecessor of Bruce Wayne.
That was awesome. To this day, like 90s and comic fans and fans want a well done Batman Beyond live action movie. We want that so bad. We're afraid they're gonna mess it up.
Listen, even mind you, Bruce Wayne's predecessor Terry actually drove Joker insane.
Oh yeah, he did the one thing. He was actually the one thing Joker never got Batman to do. He made him laugh, and Joker didn't like it. So that goes in S for me.
Like, literally pissed off Joker. Like, it's hard to literally make Joker go insane. He's usually the one in your fucking head. Yeet. Ooh. So yeah. Any remembrance?
I love the plot twist at the end that like the two twins were the granddaughters of Harley.
Speaking of which, Waffles, any memories on Batman Beyond?
No remembered. No.
All right. I'm going to put in reliving my childhood because this is not really a tier list. Tier list is like okay, we're feeling you.
Yeah, that definitely reliving my childhood.
Barney and Friends. This is
no.
This is childhood. This is technically childhood. Like, I grew up with this as a baby.
That is childhood.
Like, that is childhood because at the end of the day, I grew up with that when I was 1. And I still remember it because I still have like, so one of my dogs that passed away, I gave her literally my blanket. She kind of just like would nestle with it. That was my first like baby blanket. So that was kind of what we used. Next up is Batman, the animated series.
Oh, reliving in my head. I love that. That was the first appearance of Harley Quinn. So that's definitely a classic.
Yeah. Come on, Chip.
That also gave us.
Wait. Come on, Mr. J. Don't you want to rev up your Harley? Vroom, vroom.
That also gave us two things. One, it gave us Mark Hamill Joker, and two, it showed that even though Joker's crazy enough to take on a Batman, he's not crazy enough to take on the IRS.
That is true.
That goes reliving stuck on replay.
Beetlejuice.
Mm. Oh, I forgot there was a cartoon of this. That's right.
Beetlejuice.
I'd say average. It was okay, but wasn't that great that I would show and everything. I was very into it.
It didn't pop out as much as like some of these other shows that we've done.
I mean, at first it had some moments, but like not that I can remember.
Oh, actually, we could put Bob the Builder in. Never heard of it before, so cannot judge.
I don't know. I've heard about it. I just never watched it.
Undecided. We have straight doo-doo. Wait, Hannah Montana has its own section. I'm like, wait, why? Why?
I guess because it's Hannah Montana. That's why it's terrible.
It's the best of both worlds. The Bearstein Bears. I'm biased. I can't say anything.
I never watched the show, but I did read the books a little bit when I was a little kid, but I don't watch it out.
I can't say anything. Like
I had a book where it had the toys. Apparently, they were having nightmares about the toys coming to life, attacking them, because like they were like it was like all action figures and stuff. It was weird.
What are you talking about?
There was a Bearstein Bears book where the kids had these action figures, and they had nightmares because I think it was like they were like staying up past their bedtime. They were because they were asleep or something. And they had nightmares about the toys just coming alive and fighting them.
For a second there, I thought you were talking about Small Soldier. Just a
moment. No. This is a Bearstein Bears book. I still have some.
But yeah, where are we on Bearstein Bears?
Average. Actually, no. I actually never watched the Bearstein Bears cartoon.
Waffles.
How good I'm feeling. I mean, I don't remember much about it, but whenever I read it, I had a good time.
Bearstein Bears. Oh, Between the Lions. This was basically the Cyber Chase version, but for grammar, and it wasn't a big adventure. It was just like it's just Sesame Street, but focusing on grammar.
I never heard of
Never
it.
seen it.
Wait. Was that puppet show with the lions?
Yes, that was we're in between
I saw like
the
episode.
lions.
That was always annoying to me. That one.
So Between the Lions is basically a pun in the name because it's between the lines, but between the lions. So the lions are the ones teaching you grammar.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I would put it under.
Straight to water.
It wasn't doo-doo water. It was actually okay. I would put it under average.
I never heard of it.
But I will not lie, the grammar part actually got on my nerves. So I would put it. I would substitute for. I would never want to hear this again.
Like I think the only clip I ever saw from that was the one where they're doing the puzzle with the wolf, the chicken, and the bird seed, and basically the lion got it wrong, and the wolf ended up eating the bird. And he's like, "Wait, that isn't right. Why? I thought I did it right."
So are we ready for Big Bad Beetleborgs?
Feeling it.
I'm sorry. This was great. This is reliving my childhood. This was my, hey, I'm 3 years old. I like Big Bad Beetleborgs. This is making me actually like comics. Waffles?
Never seen it, but it looks cool from the cover.
You know,
I'm like, ooh.
DVD of them have Waffles watch it with you.
Gotta make.
Yeah,
Waffles.
me and Hito have not watched a lot of these shows. Unfortunately, I would love to do that at some point.
Well, here's the good news. Remember how I said that these tier lists are not for you watching, but also for things that you might want to watch in the future? This is it. This is it. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Oh, that goes reliving in my head.
This is stuck on
That's top tier.
It's stuck on replay error day. We're putting it where it belongs.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Bobby's World. I actually mentioned this before.
I have to say, Live My Child, because I actually watched that one. I remember that's actually how I first heard about Athletes Week. He's like, I'm Athletes Week, and the bird's like, well, wash it off, because he thought it meant that he's an actual athlete.
I would put this in average, but okay. I'm between average, but it's okay, or feeling it. It was an okay show.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I
never seen it.
You know, I'll put it in feeling it. Next up is Bratz.
I never watched it.
So it wasn't that bad. But I'm not gonna say like
you saw Bratz.
I saw like 1 or 2 episodes, and this was like, I'm trying to be a girl, okay? This is a girl like it did what the toy companies do a lot when
Rika says it was bad. How bad was it, Rika?
It was like, this is a girl show. We're girls. We have things. You know, like it's just it was straight up trying to like, you know, do its thing, and that's a big thing.
Wait, no, Bobby's World was not bad, Rika.
No, never. No. She was talking about Bratz.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to put this in. I would never want to hear this again. Caillou is going in straight doo-doo water.
Oh, that goes lower. That goes to Hannah Montana tier.
No. Because at least Hannah Montana had a plot.
Oh, true.
We're putting Caillou in straight doo-doo water.
I think Caillou deserves a tier of its own. How bad it is.
Like, even the theme song to Caillou just tells you how much of a shit this kid is. Like, literally, it's like, I'm learning how to grow up, except when I have enough. I'm just like, no, fuck this. No, I hate this child. Okay, I hate this child and his beta male dad. And I said beta male. That's the first time you'll ever hear me say that. I fucking hate his dad. His dad lets him get away with murder. Okay, I swear to God. His parents are so fucking bad. Okay,
I want to know what TV executive thought would be a good idea to reboot that, because they're rebooting right now. Why would they think that?
I would like, mind you, that's how angry this show gets me. Okay, the parents are terrible. Where in the world is?
That's the game show.
Oh, the game show of Where in the World is.
The game show was actually pretty good. It was actually educational. It was a game show, but it was educational.
A game show for this?
It was good. It was very good. And the chief was played by a black woman. She was very good.
So
She was.
you get to
I
rate this one,
definitely
Mikon.
say. I'd definitely say Relive My Childhood. Definitely.
Okay.
Like the same tier as Bobby. Or actually, yeah, that's what you put in.
Next one is Chaotix. This was
I
the
was
card
never-
game.
That one was weird to me. Like, it was okay, but like, I didn't get the plot half of the time. Like, a lot of times I'd miss episodes and I'd just be confused.
I knew what it was, but it wasn't. It's like average, but it's okay. You tried.
It was a show trying to like was trying to like mooch off of Yu-Gi-Oh success, basically. That's basically what it was.
The big red dog. Hello, I'm Emily Elizabeth, and this is Clifford, my big red dog.
I have to laugh at how the live action movie, like the trailer for it, Clifford basically yeets a cat.
Oh my god! Did he really?
I forgot if it's a cat or a person, but he basically yeets a smaller thing just by pressing down a seesaw or whatever, and he just yeets into the distance.
Into the stratosphere.
Exactly.
All you hear is...
Oh,
But
that's so mean.
where would we put Clifford?
I would say I never watched it, but I would say it was probably average. It had viewers.
It did its job. I can
Yeah.
actually agree with that. It did its job.
Average. It's okay. You tried.
Okay, the Chibi Manny's favorite, according to him, Coconut Fred, the ripoff of SpongeBob.
What?
You know?
Oh god, I can't remember seeing an ad for that.
Yeah, it was. It was around during
I
Shaolin
would never wanna
Showdown.
watch
And it was around.
I would never want to watch that.
It was the
again.
same time around Shaolin Showdown and Mucha Lucha that this came out, and it got canceled really quickly because you could tell that they were actually trying to rip off SpongeBob.
That can tell you a lot about that show, then.
It's straight doo-doo water. I'm putting it where it belongs. The Cramp Twins.
Oh god, that one was. I remember it, but I didn't watch it, so I would say can't judge it.
I saw like 1 or 2 episodes. It was kind of annoying.
It was forgettable for me, basically.
I'm gonna
Like, very forgettable.
I'm gonna put it where it belongs. I would never want to hear this again. Just no. Next up is Cubics.
Cubics was weird, but it actually was. From what I remember, it was actually pretty interesting. But the animation was so horrid. Like
I would agree. Yeah,
like the villains.
it was.
The villain's face looked like one of those movies that's trying to like those straight to YouTube trying to copy a Disney movie. It's like looks like those animations.
The Ruby Beta.
Like,
It was giving
I
Toy
was gonna
Story
say,
1
like,
animation.
the What's Up movie, that one.
Like
It looks like that kind of animation, or Finding Jesus animation. It's that terrible of animation.
he said, Finding Jesus. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's actually this.
No,
book-
I know what you're talking about. That's what I was like.
Oh, the fish.
Yeah, I'm just like I'm
It's
mad you
alright.
brought that up. But yeah, Cubics was average. Okay, it had its viewers. It was
It's
fine.
average.
but-
It was a good story, but just the animation of the humans was terrible.
Curious George.
That was definitely above average. I didn't watch it, but it was above average. Definitely. Curious George cemented himself in history. He was funny.
I'll put feeling it.
I'll put feeling it. It was
That's
so
the thing.
when it came, because mind you, this came out more late in later generations. I know this came out after Clifford. This actually did much more justice to the stories that it was the books.
Man in
Than,
the yellow hat.
yeah, the Man in the Yellow Hat was a lot better. Cyber Chase, we're moving. We're beating Hacker at his game. I'm sorry. When you hear that theme song, I really feel it at that point. And Gilbert Gottfried.
Rest in peace.
I gotta put it in feeling it at the very least. Like I gotta put it where it belongs. I miss Digit. We'll never have Gilbert Gottfried playing as Digit again, and that's gonna be sad. Oh, my fifis. Digimon.
Okay, this is Digimon Adventure, so I have to say replay in my head because I love the Japanese opening to Adventure. It was so good.
We're sticking with American right now because they're going over every single Digimon. It's not just
Even,
this one.
even if it's I thought there was multiple on there.
No,
But yeah,
it's
still,
just this one.
Digimon. Okay, I have to say Digimon because even if it's American, American's good, but also like mainly because I love the Japanese Digivolve thing. Have you ever heard the Japanese Digivolve thing?
Yes,
It's
that's Braveheart.
So good.
I am aware of it, but no,
Yeah.
Digimon actually did a good job of Americanizing it. The only issue that prevented
We
it from
don't-
growing any better was it was competing with Pokemon.
Oh, I was gonna say, don't speak of the movie.
The movie was great. Listen, it was bad, but in a good way.
It was basically 3 movies sandwiched into. I'd definitely say replay every.
Like I will legit like the theme song gets stuck in your head. Like you can't really get it out of there.
Digital monsters.
Dragon Tales, Dragon Tales. Come on, let's
Ever
go
watched
for
that?
Dragon
Oh,
Tales.
shut up, replay.
All I know from Dragon Tales is that meme when he pulls up the backpack, he sleep bag, and like it just looks like something else.
I wish with all my might. With all my heart. Oh god. Yeah, Dragon Tales got stuck in my head a lot. It was definitely real. It really was my child. Again, stuck in a pediatrics office from 10 a.m. to like 5 p.m. I'll be in the
Oh yeah,
children's
that's
section.
what they always would play those in the pediatric drops like that in the dentist office.
And it's
Like, it's all that was in there.
and mind you, I love this because they also had a dragon that also did technically have a physical disability, and they actually did that lovely. They, the representation was great. I have to give them props for that one. Earthworm
Okay.
Jim.
I'm conflicted on this. I'm feeling it 'cause it's cartoon, but not the creator.
The cartoon, okay. Minus the creator.
Cartoon was amazing. I love the 2 old guys that's like, looks like alien invasion. Wonder what caused it. Maybe it was me writing come at me aliens out of the space set. Then we just cut to the satellite and it says like, hey aliens come, I dare you to invade Earth.
My problem is it didn't stand out.
I mean, it's only had like a few episodes, but that's why. I think it was canceled early.
That's exactly, it couldn't stand out. That's why the best I can do is give it average as a fair shot.
I think what it was ahead of its time with some of its humor. Because
Eon,
it was also competing against Freakazoid.
Eon Kid.
Never heard of this one.
Never heard of this one.
Nope, never heard of it.
So there we go. Young Kid goes there. X-Men Evolution. This was the modernized X-Men that had Rogue, Nightcrawler, Beast, Cyclops, Jean Grey, and Shadowcat.
We watch it.
I'm
Every day.
sorry, but that's average because the original '90s X-Men was better. I was not a fan of Evolution then.
Yeah, but most of us didn't get a chance to grow up with the 90s. And mind you, I saw both of them. This one was really faithful to the actual comics. This one's
I just
very
didn't
faithful.
like how when they introduced Gambit, he didn't have any like speaking lines, and he was a villain. Him and Pegs or Klotz were both like background characters with no speaking lines. They were both evil Brotherhood mutants. Like, why? Gambit's like one of the best X-Men. So is Colossus. Like, I never understood that.
The reason why is because they went for a whole thing, but this was my first X-Men experience, and I will have to say it was great. If you weren't stuck comparing the two, you would still enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I mean it was interesting, but like I grew up with both, and I prefer the original
I'm gonna
because
go.
the original had a crossover with Spider-Man.
I mean, that's not fair. Can't compare that. Also, Freakazoid is going in automatic, like reliving my replay every day. It's.
Yes.
Do you guys remember you have an S tier that you could put up here at any time? So
Again with the raspberries.
So
God, Cave Guy was hilarious. He's basically a Brutus caveman, but he's a refined like gentleman.
So here's the question: where does Freakazoid go?
I mean, you two seem to love it, and I never watched it, so
It
it's up
definitely
to
goes
you.
stuck on replay.
This is more of it's between feeling it and reliving my childhood. It's
Okay, I'm going to use my lifeline. It's stuck on me.
it's stuck on.
I'm using my lifeline.
That was your only one, and we still got so much to go through.
I don't care. I loved Freakazoid. That was hilarious.
Okay.
I still love the one. I still love one line. I want a cup of coffee and a can of hash.
All right, so we got funky. I don't know what this is.
I'm waiting to show the screen because for some reason Discord's blurry. I think I know what one it is, but from which you scroll on this Discord.
I think I'm just gonna put it on. What
was it? Oh, that's some Funky Cops.
Funky Cops.
That's what it's called. It was called Funky Cops.
I've never heard of it.
It was a weird series. But it was basically it's like two 70s looking cops. Like the guy had an afro and that disco suit.
But did you?
I never watched. It was weird, but it was called Funky Cops.
Next up is Sigma 6.
Oh,
I think this is a GI. I think this is a GI Joe.
That was the horrible GI Joe series.
I did.
That was the doo-doo one.
I personally did not like this one. It was straight doo-doo water.
Now, if we can get the 80s one was
okay.
I love the 80s movie.
Here's one that everyone should remember. Bum 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 bum. Goosebumps.
S tier. S tier. If you can still remember the music after all this time, I should tell you nothing.
Goosebumps belongs where it belongs. I'm sorry. Like,
even though I had tons of books, but here's the funny thing: I had a whole like shelf for them, but I never actually read any of Choose Your Adventures.
I think we'd get shot if we put Goosebumps anywhere else. Jackie Chan Adventures.
One more
thing. We don't.
It's all I hear is Uncle going one more thing, over and over and over again.
Emo boy boy 5 feet out. Emo boy boy 5 feet out.
Next up is Johnny Test. This was average.
Here's the thing, I like Johnny Test, but apparently a lot of people despise it.
There's a reason.
I mean, didn't they cancel at one point?
It got switched over to Cartoon Network from Kids WB.
Switched over. Okay.
Now, here's the thing that I have a problem with Johnny Test. It's being stupid for being stupid's sake.
Why do you resist the police? Why are you guys police? I blew up Malaysia.
Exactly. Do you see my point? Like it's
the random humor of it was what gave it charm.
That's the thing. It wasn't random. It was just very contrarian. It was kind of like a kid who wants to disagree with everything because they just want to. Like,
I'm not saying Johnny. I'm saying, like, for example, the two FBI agents, they were us rank.
I'm gonna agree with Ketchner on this. Johnny got worse. I'm sorry, but I would never want to hear this show again. Only because of the fact that, again, it was like, let me do the stupid thing that I know was gonna cause an issue. That's the episode. Okay, y'all know this. This is Bob Ross.
This is obvious. Hito.
We're gonna smack the devil out of this brush.
We need some happy trees.
Happy trees. I remember we saw the documentary for Bob Ross.
Yeah, we did.
So do you want it on stock on replay every day?
Remember,
why are you asking it? You should know the answer to this.
There's no accidents except NFTs.
Oh god. Okay, here we go. Kirby, right back at you. Yes.
Oh, living my childhood or stuck on.
This is reliving my childhood. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This was great. And the one form of Kirby to this day that I enjoy is microphone Kirby, because he's trying to sing his little heart out, but every time he sings, he just destroys everything. Like, I had to put it on reliving my childhood. Like, mind you, there were some issues with the show that I did not like, but I will put it on reliving my childhood. I still remember it to this day. Crypto the Super Dog.
I saw a few episodes that it didn't really pique my interest. It was made for definitely.
It was
Same.
it was average. It was definitely average. It's like it's okay. You tried.
Yeah, exactly. Average.
All right. Next up is Legion of Superheroes. This was a really bad remake of Legion of Superheroes. This was a bad DC remake.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it either.
Let's go in there. Little Shop of Horrors. Feed me.
Feed more. Feed me. I've actually never seen the cartoon of it.
No,
I know
no.
it was something on Fox Kids. I do know that.
I never got to see
Yeah.
it. Okay, now we could talk about the Magic School Bus. Because it's the next one. The Magic School Bus.
Budo.
That is top tier. That's tier.
Like, listen, Miss Frizzle. I wanted to go on a field trip like that. I actually... So, do you guys want to hear a bad Hito story for a second? I literally got pissed off that we were going to the museum a third time in third grade, and I literally asked my teacher, can we go to, like, the prehistoric time? And she looked at me like, Hito, the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, well, on the Magic School Bus, they actually went to prehistoric time. Like, don't you think I'll learn better just by doing that? Like, Hito.
Your teacher is probably like, I don't care. Yes.
Like, she looked at me like, Hito's being adorable, but also, what the fuck, Hito? Like, I slightly remember this, only because of that reason. Next show was a PBS show called Maya and Miguel. I still remember the theme song.
Never heard of it.
No, never heard of it either.
I barely saw enough of it to judge it, so there we go. Okay, Mega Man NT Warrior.
Yes,
This
that is really my childhood. I would say stuck and replayed, but
no,
like, I didn't. There's a lot that I missed.
like I would put it on Reliving My Childhood or Feeling It. It was good, but it was not great, and it was canceled.
Yeah, apparently there was a lot of stuff in Japan that was better. But apparently, I'm excited for the Mega Man Battle collection. I'm excited for it.
All right, so let's put it. I'm gonna put it in Feeling It.
I'm feeling it. Are you feeling it, Mr. Squidward?
See, this is the sad part because I wish I could say, Ribbon, what's your opinion on Mew Mew Power? And this is where I have to put it because 4Kids messed it up badly.
Men in Black, the show was it was interesting, but not very memorable. It was average.
I didn't even know they made a show.
Neither did I.
Basically,
actually.
they made the that was actually the reason why they in the second movie why they brought the worms back, because the worms were major characters in the show, but it was not that great.
So we'll put it in. I would never want to hear this again. Oh wait, why did I put this here? I was supposed to put there, and that over there.
I mean, like I said, Men in Black was good, but just not that great.
It
was too edgy of a show.
It's a
wonderful
Mr.
day
Rogers in the neighborhood.
Okay, Hito, Mr. Rogers gets its own tier above S.
No, there's a reason why I'm not doing that. You want to know why? The Holy Trinity of PBS.
Yeah, I think the Holy Trinity gets their own tier together.
Like that's the Holy Trinity of PBS. Like you can't deny that. That's why I put them where they are. Next up is Monster Library. Never heard of
that one. Never heard of it.
Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's a way
Stuck
of
on
life.
replay.
I wouldn't put it on Stuck on Replay. I would put it on Reliving My Childhood.
I mean that intro song, that opening song is also mucha lucha, mucha lucha.
We could always remember the theme song, but like, mind you, I forgot it. I forgot it at one point. The only reason why I know of it is because I just resaw it recently.
Oh, is that Muppet Babies on that list?
That is Muppet Babies on the
Oh
list.
my god, yes! I want to find a DVD collection of the original Muppet Babies because they can't air it on TV now because there's so much copyrighted stuff in there, like the movie list. But that was an amazing. I love that. Like that was like little 5 or 6 year old me can just watch it every morning. Such a good show.
It's reliving your childhood for you.
Yes, thank you.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 2003 edition. I just want to clarify that.
I didn't watch that much, but I have to admit it was definitely, because that was actually, I've actually seen clips of it or some episodes, and it is actually better than the '80s cartoon, because the '80s one was good, but like that was closer to comic. And then there's the movie where they crossed over with the '80s cartoon and the Black and White comic, where the '80s cartoon turtles kept breaking the fourth wall, and the villain's like, "Who are you talking to?"
So let me make this very clear for this version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is the serious version. This is the Teen Titans to Teen Titans Go. This was the serious version. This relives my childhood.
And like I said, the movie, the crossover movie was good. The Charles Anniversary, I think it was called Charles Forever or something. It's like at one point they go to the '80s universe, and they're like, "Oh, we have to save April." And the two turtles are like, "Is she getting kidnapped by a giant cat?"
Oh, Waffles! I think I know where you might want to put this.
Yeah, it's going in S tier.
That's your S tier?
Yeah.
The only thing I remember from Oz and Drix cartoon, hissing, was basically like, it was supposed to be an ant, but it was a pill. But she was like, the kid was taking too much, so she was basically ocean inside him.
I just realized something. This list repeats itself. This list actually repeats itself. So we're actually almost done with the list.
I mean, we can skip over the ones that we've done already.
Yeah,
and just focus on.
No, I mean, it's done in the actual order that we did everything in. Next up is Pinky and the Brain.
Honestly, no, I see some like Jungle Clubs is there. That was one. Like I see some there, like extras in there.
But yeah, Pinky and the Brain.
I was actually not a big. Pinky and the Brain was good, but I wasn't really a big fan of.
I'm gonna put it reliving my childhood.
It's definitely worth that. So there's two Pokemon. There's the original Indigo League, and then there's Johto Journeys. Let's start with Indigo League Pokemon.
Indigo League was definitely the best because these donuts are great. Jellyfish are my favorite.
We don't talk about jelly-filled donuts.
Reliving my childhood. Reliving my childhood because Pokemon stands the test of time.
You know what's funny?
We're still playing Pokemon to this day.
You know what's funny?
Yeah?
I feel like Waffles will definitely just put this low because Ash left Pidgeot in the forest and never came back for him.
Oh god, don't remind me.
Yeah, I would.
But Waffles, Johto Journeys, Ash gets a shiny bird. He gets a shiny Noctowl.
I can't argue with that. That's true.
Should we just put Pokeball where it belongs, stuck on replay every day? Because
yes, because we're still playing that game to this day.
No, screw the game. We're talking about the theme song. I want to be the very...
Make it double.
Wrong one.
Are you sure?
That's not even the theme song. Just, come on. Like, I want to be the very best.
Okay, can I say this?
Wait. Hold on. What you said, Waffles? Because you cut off a little bit.
It's Team Rocket's theme song.
I mean, Team Rocket's the team that did it, yeah.
I want to know in chat, how many of you bawled when Ash had the free Butterfree? How many of you guys cried for it? I'd tear up to this day.
If Phoenix was here. Don't you mean Vananat? Oh my god. But yeah, Butterfree just made me cry.
God, that is just, and basically the anniversary of the Pokemon Journeys, they actually had something, but he didn't get rid of Butterfree, but he did have the scene where he met with other Butterfrees.
Ooh. So next one is, I believe, Power Ranger Zeo. I think
that's Zeo. That's Zeo. I remember. Zeo was kind of forgettable for me because it was like kind of mashed in between Mighty Morphin and Turbo. But
speaking of which,
I was never in the Zeo. Mighty Morphin is definitely reliving my.
You can hear the theme song. It's literally
Go Power Rangers. Finally, after 10,000 years, I'm conquer Earth.
Also, Take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. Wait, say that again.
Reliving childhood.
Wait, look. More Vernon. Oh no, Roly Poly Oly.
Oh god, I remember that, but I didn't watch. That was horrible.
I would.
That was
I've
horrible.
never seen it.
I would never want to hear this again.
The theme song was annoying.
Oh, here we go. Scooby Doo.
What Scooby Doo though?
The original.
I danced with. Okay, that's original.
This is the original.
Definitely stuck on replay.
We
Scooby
stuck on
Doo.
replay. Can't forget that.
We literally got a music video every. We got a musical scene every single time.
All right, next up is Sunny Day. Around Sesame Street.
I got another question for everyone. Velma or Daphne?
Velma.
Damn straight.
Fred. No,
Freddy.
Fred or Shaggy.
You know what, Shaggy? Because he has the good stuff.
But here's the thing, Shaggy, you're gonna go to a lot of money in the fridge full.
Wait, what was that, Mikam?
I said with Shaggy, you're gonna spend a lot of money.
Money on the fridge.
Oh yeah, that's true. But then with Fred, you're spending a lot of money on traps.
Oh yeah, it's true. Because Mr. E goes, I love traps.
Yeah,
No, Fred, you don't love me, you love traps.
yeah, it's true.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny? He's like, only people that I care, only people that are very close to me in a very special way can call me Freddy. And everyone calls him Freddy. So to be fair, aren't they all in a relationship with each other? They're one polycule together.
If this van is a rockin', don't.
So where are we gonna put Sesame Street?
Definitely stuck on replay. Or we live my child. We live in child. There's like some good ones there. Do you know they just recently after they found lost media of the band episode that had the Wicked Witch of the West actually starring on Sesame Street? They actually banned it 'cause the scared kids. They finally after years they found the video of it and they put it online.
You know what's funny? So the reason why I have to respect Sesame Street is because they actually did things that would actually help a kid like cope with things a lot better, and they came up with coping mechanisms that were great. One of the best ideas was when they brought up someone who passed away, and they did it in a way where somebody could understand. For Big Bird, I was like, "Oh, Big Bird, you miss your friend. I'm sorry."
By the way, I will say this. Fun fact: you know Paul Giuliani or Gianni from
Hold on, Waffles, what were you about to say?
They addressed. You're talking about Sesame Street, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they. Oh my God, that should be like a replay every day. Now that I think about it, they talked about death. They introduced disability with what was the character Molly?
Yeah. For
not to
for
mention,
autism.
not to mention the all-time classic Kermit the Frog. It's not easy being great.
Yeah, really good show.
So this one's a fever dream. Sagwa the Chinese Siamese cat. Not many people remember
I was
this.
not into. I remembered it, but I wasn't into it.
It was average.
No comment. I don't think I ever seen it.
I will put it on average because it was okay, but not many people remember it. All right, now this is the weird version of Scooby-Doo. This was Shaggy and Scooby-Doo. It was just
Was that
them.
the one with the puppets?
I think so. It's the one with the weird animation.
I know there was one where they had Scooby and Shaggy as puppets, and that was a failure.
Yeah. I would never want to hear this again. I know it's Scooby-Doo, but this is when they were banking on it. Like, Mysteries Incorporated was better. Like, if you really wanted to make a good Scooby-Doo reboot, Mysteries Incorporated was so much better. Sherlock Holmes. I didn't know that. I didn't know.
No, that's Sherlock Holmes in the 27th century. I remember. It was basically like, okay, so the concept was basically Moriarty had been cryogenically frozen, brought back in the future, like when it's like flying cars and stuff. So this one detective girl, they like make a clone of Sherlock Holmes, and they have like a cyborg Watson. It was kind of trippy, but it was kind of badass too. Like it was a really cool show. I never really watched it much, but I remember what of it. It was a cool show.
Never watched it.
I never saw it either. So Gotta put it there. Okay, so my S is stuck, so I'm putting two of the things here. Shaolin Showdown or Shaman King. This is where my S will either go. It will either go to Shaolin Showdown or Shaman King. Because both of them are really good.
Well, you don't have to use an S because, like, I have to agree. Shaolin Showdown does go in S. I will agree. So
All right, so I guess my S is going to go towards Shaman King.
Why can't they both be up there?
No, because I'm using my lifeline for S. That's why.
Oh, okay.
I'm using my lifeline. So that's why I was stuck. I know Shaolin Showdown was great. We were just literally talking about it like crazy. Shaman King gets my S, by the way. I know that the dubbing was terrible, but like it's stuck true to the story. I just wish that they didn't cut some of the stuff out. And even more so on that, the theme song is still stuck in my brain. The Sylvester and Tweety show.
Oh, that was like no. I think that's actually
Mysteries.
Fun fact about this: I've been wanting to bring this up, preparing for this. That show actually made me learn Tweety. Because when I was a kid, I always thought Tweety was a girl, but then that episode apparently there was an episode there on a train, and Sylvester got locked out of the train. He's just in a cage with a female bird, and like he's wearing a tuxedo and just doing champagne. I'm like, oh, so Tweety's a guy. I always thought Tweety was a girl until I saw the episode.
We're learning things.
I remember Waffles that you told me something interesting. I remember Waffle, you told me something interesting about birds one time. That it's hard to identify the gender of birds most of the time, so they have to do like a blood test.
It really depends on the species. Like there are some, like most of the male birds, they're the colorful ones, and then the female birds are like the ones that have like the muted feathers that are like really brown or like dull. But those are specific ones.
Yeah, definitely feeling it for me.
Next up is Power Rangers Space.
Ironically, that was after I dropped off the train. Like, I stopped watching around Turbo.
Like, I actually stopped here. I would never want to hear this again. I kind of stopped there.
That was, I think Power Rangers Space was supposed to be like the finale, but then they kept going with it.
It kind of was the point where they were starting to bank on the show. Next up is Spectacular Spider-Man, the newer one, not the old one.
Okay, I was not a fan of Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah, I would never.
That was a Disney XD one, I believe.
Yeah, this was straight doo-doo water. Actually, no. This one, I would never want to hear this again. I would probably watch it once, but that's about it. And the reason why I enjoyed it was because they actually introduced Deadpool in the animated.
That's right. They did introduce that was there.
Mm-hmm. Next one is Spider Riders.
That one I heard of it, but it was not interesting to me. Kind of weird.
We can't judge this.
It's basically I'm trying to be another thing where they're trying to make anime trying to jump into anime.
Oh no, that was the Spider-Man Ultimate. Thank you for clarifying, Rika.
Ultimate Spider-Man. That one. Okay.
All right, next up is this Spider-Man. I don't remember which.
Oh, that one was amazing. That was the one that was the '90s Spider-Man that had it had Deadpool. It had X-Men crossover. It had like the Punisher. It had a lot of stuff in the comics. It was actually canceled in the last season, but there was supposed to be one more season where the creator said they were supposed to go back to Victorian England and fight Carnage and Jack. But it was an amazing show. It did a lot of stuff it was actually one of the first things in the Marvel comics.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's definitely really my childhood.
We got Casper.
Oh god, not the Casper cartoon. I prefer not to hear about that one. That was basically a live action movie. It was horrible.
The live action movie was where it belonged.
No, the movie was good, but the cartoon was horrible.
All right, next up, and this is a big one: Static Shock.
Oh, this is definitely playing in my head.
Like this one is definitely a big one. This was a part of WB Kids. This was definitely a part of the lineup. This was around the time that we had Static Shock, Teen Titans, Justice League. Like this was pinnacle of things. I have to put
Funny thing you say Justice League. I'm looking at myself. I have the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited on DVD. Had them for a while.
All right. Super Y. This was on PBS.
Oh God, I think my nephew watched some of this, and it was not. It was basically like a kid that would go and fairy tale characters and would just solve problems. But like the way they solved it was just annoying. It's almost like Door to Store on crack, where they're constantly staring at the screen, talking, saying, "How do we do this?" And you just want to yell at the screen, saying, "Like it's right there."
Can you say bitch in Spanish? Puta.
Oh God.
Oh God, that would be the lesson that would get Dora like canceled immediately. This is
They made a live action Dora.
Superman, the animated series.
Oh, I didn't watch it, but that was a good one. That actually was crossover with the Batman series, and then that actually led into Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
So that definitely is high up.
Tasmania.
Oh, I forgot about Tasmania. That was a good series. Like, I remember one episode, like Taz is trying to deal with someone, and he calls Yosemite Sam. He's like, "You still doing that cartoon?" He's like, "Bah." He's like, bad.
I never actually got to see this. What about you, Waffles?
Oh, you gotta watch it. If you ever get to watch clip.
Vaguely, I remember it.
One day, do you remember? Is the dad was obsessed with orange juice? She's like, "How about a nice glass of OJ?"
All right, guys. Original Teen Titans.
Oh, it goes no lower than S.
Yep, listen, I'm sorry, it's going where it belongs. This belongs here. This is the Teen Titans that made me cry on multiple occasions, okay?
Tara.
Especially Tara. Okay, she has my favorite superpower.
The power to make Beast Boy a tier 3 sub.
Sure. No. No. Okay, the power to make Beast Boy a simp for her? Yes, totally. Oh wait, I can't say that word. I'll get banned. Oh no, Hito canceled. I said the word simp. Oh no, I said it again.
Hito, you can't say simp. Oh no, I said it.
Next up is Teletubbies.
That goes. What's the one above Hannah Montana?
Straight doo-doo water.
Yeah.
I'm like
I rather not think of that sun.
Who threw their baby at the sun? Who threw their child in the sun?
Oh, I forgot there was a mummy cartoon. Why would they make a cartoon based on an R-rated movie? Explain it.
I don't want to. It's going where it belongs.
Especially that dark of a cartoon or movie.
And
it wasn't even the Dwayne the Rock Johnson version. It was the first movie.
Okay, next one is The Tick.
Spoon!
I do remember The Tick very well. I am feeling it.
I'm feeling it.
All right, next up is Thomas the Tank Engine. Bum, 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 bum.
They actually had an episode of Thomas the Tank where they technically they basically doomed the train by sealing him they basically sealed him in a brick wall because he went. So he basically was going to die in there.
I remember that
dark.
episode. I actually had a cassette tape. I had 2 cassette tapes to Thomas the Tank Engine, and I remember the theme song, and I also remember that one meme that we still have to this day. Thomas has seen too much this day. Thomas decides to go home.
Thomas has seen everything. It was time to.
It was time to go home. So where do we put? I think we could put this in feeling it or reliving. This is definitely reliving childhood.
Definitely reliving childhood. But man, Thomas the Tank toys are expensive.
Yeah. Tiny Toon Adventure.
Okay, I gotta say this, Hito. Tiny Toon's Adventures. When I was little Meekin, like little probably 6 or 7-year-old Meekin, Fifi the Fume was my first wife.
Oh. Oh.
Weird.
Okay, so we admit it. The slime has a fetish for farts. Got it.
No. I'm kidding. No. Oh,
I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's definitely really my childhood.
It's definitely a relive, and it's a big relive for me because at the end of the day, I had Bust on the Loose. I still have the SNES
that was a good game. You've got to stream that one day.
One day. I don't know what this is though.
I would have said one thing though about about the Tiny Toons. They're rebooting it, but they're making Buster and Babs siblings. That ruins the whole no relation joke they would always do.
Speaking of which, Ultimate Muscle.
We know this is going to S because it's bar, right?
No, because I don't think even Waffles seen this.
I haven't
So
seen
it was funny.
It was fart humor, honestly. It was mostly fart humor. But I was feeling it. It was okay. It was okay. Like, mind you, it's based off of the actual manga, which took itself a little bit more seriously, but
The manga was definitely dark.
yeah. Okay, for those of you who don't remember, Beautiful Joe did have an anime, and it was on the...
Action and Go-Go, baby!
This was literally... So Beautiful Joe, that game that came out a long time ago, actually did have an anime. It was great. It got canceled on the English dub side of things, but if you watch the Japanese version, you get to see Sylvia turn into her superhero self, and you get to see Captain Blue Jr. turn into his hero self.
If only we got the third game.
I'm putting it and feeling it. I really love this anime. And the theme song is still stuck in my head. Brighter Side, Saga, it was all stuck in my head.
Action and Go-Go, baby.
Viva Pinata.
Oh, that goes in poo-poo doo-doo.
The game was great. The show, not so much. Rareware did a good thing making the game Viva Pinata, but
The show was torture.
next up is Where in the
This is the
World
one I love.
is
Okay.
Carmen San Diego.
Okay, hold on a second. Hito. The live action, the game show had that theme. This is the one where is Carmen San. The opera version. This is the one that was actually supposed to be a kid playing a video game, but like it's basically in the setting of a video game, but it's like before and then start each episode have the kid playing the game, and like he'd be controlling the characters, and like at the end of the episode when Carmen gets away, she's being like tough luck. He goes, "I almost caught you this time." Like he actually talked to the game. It was a good show. It was very good.
What is Wild Watts?
I think it's Wild Kratts. I was like, let me. If it's Wild Kratts, I think that was the one that was next to the crap bars, but they were basic. They're basically animal protect. They're animal like what's it? Convert. What's the word? Conservation. Animal conservation guys.
Okay.
And they were basically they'd morph into their cartoon version and take care of animals.
Oh, the conservation.
It's actually a good show. Like Wild Kratts was actually good. It was for kids. It was a very good show. I'll say average.
Average. All right. Next up is the Winx Club. This actually was great. A great show for the Fox box.
Yeah, it was. Had a big following.
It definitely did, and I understood why. So I'll put it in feeling it. Wishbone. Wishbone.
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm just noticing some of the things repeat, but not all. There's some that after too.
No, there isn't. These are all repeats. These are.
I saw one Dalmatians on.
Yeah, that's literally the last one.
Oh,
Because then it goes
Yeah.
back to Bob the Builder.
like could have sworn I saw some. I'm not
But-
sure.
Wishbone.
I never watched it.
I love the theme song. We're going on adventure with Wishbone. Whoa. Ooh.
No, thank you, Rika.
Wishbone. I love. It was a dog doing doggo things.
Yeah, because Buzz Lightyear's on there, and that was on the ground, and then Recess is on there too, and then Doug. I see him on the bottom.
I can get those. That's not an issue.
Okay. So whoever did this list, like duplicate.
Yeah, they duplicated a lot of things that shouldn't be here. 'Cause now I also see some of these other things. I see some of the rare few.
I see Pepper Ann down there.
Word Girl.
I saw things for it, but I've seen like the animation. Like it was like it looked worse than like Newgrounds Flash animation from anime.
Now
It was very badly animated.
I already made the job easier. It's straight due to water. We're going into
Yeah.
X-Men, the original 90s version. This
Yes!
is going to the S
This
tier.
Yes,
It's going where it belongs. Like I said before, like both X-Men actually did a good job. Now Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, we have all three Yu-Gi-Ohs here.
Okay,
Yu-Gi-Oh! The original, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds.
okay. Since this is the American version, Yu-Gi-Oh goes into S.
Yeah, that's
5Ds goes into S. GX goes into average because GX, like in the English version, Jaden was so annoying.
I'm actually gonna put it in feeling it.
Yeah,
Elemental Heroes.
true, but still, Jaden.
Elemental Heroes. Chaz, Alexis.
Screw the rules, I have money.
Zabumafu.
God bless you.
No. Oh God, really? Zabumafu. That's the one with the monkey and then going.
I think that's
actually,
one
hold on.
Miss Mango sent one earlier.
Oh, speaking of which, actually, Waffles, this is the one that you showed me, that video where the guy was inside the bird egg. This was the
Wait,
show.
what?
Was it really?
Yeah, this was the show that he was in the bird egg.
Oh wow!
God damn it, Ketnator. Jazz it up.
Chaz it up. Chaz it up. Chaz it
But here's the thing, like I said, it would have get your game on. God, that was so horrible.
Zoom. This one was ridiculous. It was good.
Never heard of it.
So Zoom was essentially just a whole bunch of kids doing these fun little experiments, like how to make ice cream with a can, ice, and some flavored cream. Like, it was weird. I would say it was feeling it, but not like average, but okay. And 101 Dalmatians.
I've seen this. It was okay, but average. It didn't really do its job well.
All right.
They tried.
Now let's see to find the differences of what we're missing. The first one
I
is House of Mouse. House of Mouse.
Oh, that is S tier. That was so good. It was basically Mickey Mouse had like this nightclub, and all the villains and like heroes and all the characters would be there. They'd just be partying and stuff, and they would also play like cartoons too. Then they had the video where the movie where the villains took over.
Yeah,
it was such a good series. And Pete was like the landlord.
All right, next one is Recess.
Oh, you know what's in it. Oh, that's definitely either Relive My Childhood or yeah, that's definitely Relive My Childhood.
That is reliving the childhood. I'm sorry, Recess. Yes, that goes into reliving childhood. I'm putting it where it belongs. Where is Recess? I just had it. Recess, where are you? Recess, I just had you.
It's right next. It was right next to Doug. It's next to Doug up top. It's above Goosebumps.
No, it's not.
Oh,
Which one is?
You lost Recess.
I lost Recess. We're never having another Recess again.
No.
I ruined the show. I'm sorry, guys. It's okay.
No, Miss Finster got her way finally after all these years.
Oh my god. Buzz Lightyear of Star Command.
That was actually pretty good. It had one villain that was basically a vampire robot that didn't drink blood, he drank electricity, and it was called Nos to Ross Zero.
Next up is Fillmore.
Oh, Fillmore was it was average, but it was okay, but yeah.
And let's see. I'm still looking up for any differences that we've had.
Jungle Clubs.
What even is that? A situation with the stream. Hello, mic test. If this works. Hello. Hey guys.
Hello.
It seems we hit a rough patch with the stream, so we are gonna end it today because we were up to our final thoughts any which way. So that is okay. We are going to end right now. Shad, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it, but we are going to be ending tonight because of our situation. So let's do this.
Miss Finster's revenge.
I'm going to end it with saying, what is our final thoughts for today for cartoons? And we're going to be starting with Les Waffles.
I mean, I definitely see a lot of cartoons here that I'm probably gonna take some time to watch. But yeah, I had a lot of fun.
All right, Mika.
For me, I was looking at the list. There's a lot of videos DVD collections I'm gonna have to put on my Christmas list with my family this year because some of those I gotta rewatch. I need to relive my childhood. And like I said earlier, I need to find movies on
For me, the final thought on this is the fact that all these cartoons I remember, I know I probably saw them in rough patches or not, but all in all together, I'm just happy that we were able to revisit some of these. And we kind of brought up some really good memories on these shows too. Like, I'm surprised at how much that we've done so far, but all in all together, cartoons are basically like what we have to remember by. And you know what? Now we're adults and we can rewatch every series because we have the power of the internet now. So let's
And
do
now
it.
we can get those jokes we didn't get as kids that our parents are like laughing about.
All right, guys.
Especially with Rocco's Modern Life.
Let's not go into that. Anyway, I'm gonna send the raid off to somebody.
Yay.
So let's see who I will give it to. I am going to give it to Dexter Chaco. It's been a while since we've managed to like see Dexter, so you know that's the whole thing. He's dealing with DD breaking into his laboratory. You know, it's not fun.
Like, oh, I can't use the commands. I'm not a mod.
Oh no, it's not that you can't use the commands. It's that the commands are off.
Ah, gotcha.
The commands are off because things happened. And, you know, it's not fair, but it happened. Like, our whole stream got cut off because of this. My whole laptop needed to, like... My laptop was like, hey, I'm gonna crash right now. This is the first time it's actually crashed, so I'm kind of surprised that it happened. But, let's give it up to Dexter Chaco right now. I'm gonna go into chat. We're gonna send all of the love towards their way. Alright, now those commands should work, by the way.
Oh, guys, let me do it. Okay, so...
We're gonna send
I'll
them
do it for you. Oh, so my...
It's the same thing. You're good.
1 or 2
One.
for Subray.
One.
Okay. I was like, I typed too fast.
All right.
Dan, stop pressing that button.
And as always, this is Hito Retro Gaming giving you guys the 8-bit love. So later, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Boom. Oh wait, I put announcement, not raid. It's an announcement, guys, not a raid.
Announcing the raid.
Now we're announcing the raids. We gotta come and announce. You can't just like not do the thing, you know? And Shad, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. I'm sorry that you came at the last very minute, but I still appreciate it nonetheless. Thank you.
And thank you for having me, Hito. This was fun.
Definitely. All right, let me send this raid out over.
Good night, everybody.
All right. Bye, guys. 8-bit love.